It's my thing. Like we always making that both conversation, but we gotta really ask ourselves. Yes, you can do both, but which is more effective? Doing what we've been doing for the last 30 all of our lives?
But I don't think the issue is going to Harvard.
It is.
No, I think no. The issue more so is capitulating to foolery, right? Because this is
when you go, that's what you do.
No, you don't have to though. And this is the debate that we always come back to when it comes to affirmative action. Just because you get chose for an affirmative action spot, or just because you go into a space, does not mean you have to move in the way that you're talking about.
Spin it back to the affirmative action. I'm gonna hit one of these real quick because they listening to the show. I spent the better part of 3-4 months saying affirmative action got to go. It got to go. It got to go. It don't benefit nobody that look like us. The last person that I remember or know is Clarence Thomas that we got from this program, and at the end of the day. Now, if you continue it on, it's going to benefit people that do not have the... my thing is this. By virtue of accepting your position within affirmative action, it nullifies your ability to accomplish anything of merit. It nullifies it because you coming in and everybody already knows you're only here because of a specific program. So Negro, go get my coffee. Go get my coffee. Mm-hmm. And then what we gonna do is when you get good enough at that, we gonna give you a promotion, even though your background ain't nothing but going to get coffee. So you gonna continue getting coffee because that's all you know. We need to go back to a time where, in order to be a black anything within the political spectrum, actual black people had to know and accept your work. You had to come from that space of servicing actual black people. That's what affirmative action needs to be, where the people, based on your work, promote you to a place where you can now have a base, where you can go into a room and say, hey, this is what I've been doing, this is what I'm qualified to do, these are the people I represent, and these are the issues that my people know that I'm going to bring forth in my endeavors. Because anytime they appoint your leaders, you're going to get this. GOP making these 3 women out look like they work at McDonald's. And they can do that because don't nobody black know them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, man, fam, I'm glad to see it go. Don't no black person need to be going to Harvard no way with their racist background. Like, come on, fam.
I don't know. I may go to Harvard.
Huh?
I don't know. I may go to Harvard.
I'm just saying, for real, why you can't go to Fisk University? They have Fisk University got one of the richest black histories in our society. But we opting to go to racist ass Harvard University. You got all these HBCUs that steeped in black history that we can easily elevate, but we want to send all black people to Harvard to do what? Become tokens? Go fetch coffee? What are we doing? No, it has to go, fam. I'm happy for it. It got to go. I'm glad whoever this is, they've been watching the show. I've been preaching it. Get rid of it. Black people need to be around black people. I'm tired of us going to these white institutions thinking we gonna be hot stuff, and all our black people come out doing is fetching coffee and talking points that have nothing to do with a black community. I'm tired of it. Get rid of it. We got one comment, Derek Colbert. He said, "Why can't we go to both?" Here's my thing,
go to which,
and I think that's towards the comment I made about Harvard versus Fisk University. Here's my thing, like we always making that both conversation, but we gotta really ask ourselves. Yes, you can do both, but which is more effective? Doing what we've been doing for the last 30 all of our lives?
But I don't think the issue is going to Harvard.
It is.
No, I think no. The issue more so is capitulating to foolery, right? Because this is
when you go, that's what you do.
No, you don't have to though. And this is the debate that we always come back to when it comes to affirmative action. Just because you get chose for an affirmative action spot, or just because you go into a space, does not mean you have to move in the way that you're talking about. If you, again, like I have always said, if you go inside of an institution and you choose to move authentically, look, you just have to accept the consequences.
Exactly. But your black ass ain't gonna stay.
But that's not true. Because again, you just got to be more strategic. Because let's bring it up. You go to Harvard. One, it's an academic institution. There's only but so much you can do, right? But let's just say you are 10 toes down, for lack of a better word. You standing your ground. They can't remove you on that because then you also have a legal claim. You just have to be aware enough to be able to position and move in a way where you are standing true to your values.
Okay.
That's it. Like going to and being inside of an institution that functions that way is not automatically mean that you're gonna fold. There are people, again, let's take a shit. We ain't even gotta go to a black person. You got Ralph Nader, right? Mm-hmm. Inside of the Democratic Party, right? Mm-hmm. Just because he inside of the Democratic Party don't mean that he moved in a way that was beholding to the Democratic Party. Mm-hmm. Are you going to have consequences? Yeah. What you're talking about is people who just not willing to accept the consequences of trying to be a change agent while in institutions. Mm-hmm. That's what you're talking about. But just because you go to the institution don't mean that you can't still be a change agent.
I get that, but why not take all of that, what you saying that you would do for Harvard, and go to a Fisk University where they would accept you with open arms? That's why we can't never build what it is that we have. Harvard don't need nothing black with their history, bruh. They don't deserve us, if you ask me. They don't deserve us given what they do to us. Given prime example, look what they did to the ADOS organization. Why does Harvard deserve anybody black, given what they have done to the only black movement that we have in this country? Why? They don't deserve nothing black. They don't deserve a black application. They don't deserve black support. Nobody should be lining up to go there because they don't respect us. But we always, as black people, and this is my gripe against the fashion industry, it don't matter what these people say or what they do, black people always going to line up and give the pass and continue feeding the bullshit, where we can easily take our black capital and build some shit that we already have and make it, I don't want to say as great, but we can give that same capital to a place where people appreciate us. Harvard don't deserve shit for what they did to ADOS and that organization. They don't deserve it. No, I'm glad that they striking this down, especially for Harvard. nobody black should be supporting them just based off what they did to Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. No, I'm not for it.
But
I'm not for it. No. You don't get to disrespect people who are doing real work for real African American people and still get black support.
this is the thing, though. Right? I hear you, and I understand the frustration. But the reason that I still have to disagree with that is because institutions are made up of a number of people. And under that line of reasoning and under that line of logic, I can't agree, because that would mean that America as an institution, I would have to dislodge myself as well. Because America is an institution. There, again, are nefarious actors at Harvard. The history of Harvard. There are nefarious actors within America. Our founders, our history, the same as most, if not all, these institutions. Even when you look at the banking, Bank of America, all of these different companies.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not mean that you isolate yourself from those bodies. Do you create bodies that exist outside of those specifically? Absolutely. But especially if we're talking about academia, just going to Fisk isn't going to solve that issue, because they're also institutions of capital. Their bottom line is capital. It isn't. Most collegiate institutions in current time are not about building scholars.
And I get
And
that.
so, again, strategically, if we understand that the access and the different capacity to do these things, yes, I think that still should be a valuable option.